Something that someone got for me today out of the a British newspaper again, the London Daily Mail, how immigrants once lived. You will not believe the pictures. There's a picture of 3 little boys without shoes, sleeping outdoors in a little sub-basement, outdoors with no shoes, huddling together for warmth over a grating, trying to get some warmth. 3 white boys, by the way. They had nothing to eat. They had to be beggars and urchins. And you're telling me that people didn't kill themselves to get where they are today? I got to listen to this garbage about how hard the immigrant works. Have you taken a look at how fat most of them are? How many children they're knocking out? What are you telling me how hard they work? Idiot, you don't know anything about your own country, you moron. And where do you think their food comes from? Out of your pocket, idiot. But wait a minute, I'm supposed to be Dr. Savage now. I'm supposed to be nice. So take a look at how immigrants once lived. There's a whole slew of pictures, including, and most of them, by the way, are from Little Italy. If you want to think the Italians got where they are by stealing it, take a look at how they lived when their grandfathers came over. Take a look at how the grandfathers lived in the coal cellars. Take a look at the picture of a group of little boys standing outside the Children's Aid Society at 24 St. Mark's Place in 1895. The little boys are wearing little hats and little overcoats, and they have satchels with their life belongings in them. And you know where they're going? John Jacob Astor, a billionaire of his time, was sending them out west because they had no mothers or fathers. They were orphans. They were being sent away. See 3 young street children huddling together over a grate for warmth in an alleyway off Mulberry Street, Manhattan. They have no shoes. And one little boy is holding on to what must be his brother. It looks like he's in tears because they're shivering. Those are white boys, Americans, who came from the gutter. And their grandsons and their great-grandsons in America today may have a house and a couple of cars. And guess what? They earned it. The family paid their dues. I don't want to see these people go to the front of the bus. Let them wait on line like you did, like your grandfather did. I don't want to hear this malarkey about how hard they work. Everybody works hard. Take a look at how people lived in the Italian immigrant communities on Jersey Street in shacks that could be scenes from the developing world today. You'll never believe it. That's where they live. You see houses behind Bleecker Street, between Mercer and Green, made out of refuse, wood. People lived in it. See an Italian immigrant smoking a pipe in his makeshift home under the Rivington Street dump. He lived under a garbage dump underground. And so you don't say, oh, yeah, every American kept slaves. Yeah, took it off the back of slaves. Like hell they did. They worked their heart out. They didn't come here and ask for welfare. They didn't throw the furniture out of the window when the New York Department of Welfare gave them something. I was this former social worker. I saw what the bums did. You don't know who you're talking to here. I can run hot and cold in a moment's notice here. I go from nice to really angry in 2 seconds. You're starting with this immigration debate, the hearts and flowers from Rubio and Lindsey Graham and Obama, how we owe it to them. We owe them nothing. They suck the country dry. Look at your hospitals. What do you think your schools can't teach Johnny how to read? Because most of the money goes for bilingual education, special education. Of course they can't read. Goes for the union dues. You see another one of the kids in school. You're not going to believe. And by the way, here's another one of the kids in school at that time getting an education. One girl laughs with delight at having her photo taken as street children get the chance to read at a library at 48 Henry Street, New York City in 1900. They took kids off the street and they gave them the chance to read. Could you imagine that? And one of my favorite pictures is teachers show primary school children how to plant seeds in a plot of land in New York. The picture was taken in 1900. Can you imagine trying to teach one of the drug addicts how to put a seed in the ground today? Then you go down and you come to a beautiful picture of children in the snow on Rivington Street. It looks like a Currier and Ives, hard to believe. And then one of my favorites is the kids in a schoolroom listening to the teacher. Here, education for all. Pupils in the Essex Market School in a poor quarter of New York listen intently during a lesson. Every one of them listening to the school teacher who's at the blackboard. Not one of them fiddling, running around, throwing something, drinking from a bottle. Not one of them on marijuana or Adderall. Not one of them. Not one of them. Rear view of rows of schoolgirls seated on benches in East Side Public School. Clean, neat, hair and braids, listening to the teacher. The teacher was a role model for them. They looked up to the teacher. Look at what's happened in the country today. The moron off the street thinks he knows more than the teacher. The idiot.